So the Pan-African Congress on Autism just wrapped up their first conference. Luckily, Megan Miller brought me along. This was a sponsored trip where we could just document and share what was going on at that. So a few wrap-up points, then one big message to bring it home. First of all, there's over 20 countries represented here. 20 countries, just some mothers of children diagnosed with autism created a conference with over 20 countries showed up. Morocco, Egypt, Sierra Leone, Kenya, and 16 other countries came together. Now they had a very unique approach to this. There was no filter on who could speak. So you had a huge gambit, a huge array of different things that were going on. Some quick take-homes, very academic presentations that weren't super useful to everybody, but had some good discussions going on of what are the genetic components, what are the data, how many people are affected in the countries, which they largely don't know because there's a lot of cultural issues and language issues with the tools we use in the States coming over here. I learned sadly that rural services are not a thing. You have to be in a very unique position in a very, very large city to be able to receive behavioral services. And just as an example, there is one BCBA in all of Kenya. Not that there aren't others aware of it, but largely that perception is actually negative. And you know who's to blame? Behavior analysts. However, there are some exceptional models and some serious resourcefulness that was going on. You may have seen the other video that we put out. You can go learn about that.
Yeah, each time somebody comes in, it's...
And the Global Autism Project was definitely one of the highlights of the conference experience for me. I got to meet people that are working on systemically figuring out how to build capacity, hand over skill sets that are needed, but working with the locals. It was unreal. Now this is where it turns a little. You see, the conference was bittersweet. I get this at a lot of events when I hear the stories of people affected, the parents looking for solutions. It's heartbreaking that we can't figure out how to meet the needs of this diagnosis. Not to mention hearing stories of how people had heard of behavior analysis, but it was from somebody that promised to cure their child. We can't do that. That's not a thing that should be being talked about. Or the people that had a 1 or 2 hour training from somebody that promised to come back and give them more information and more skills on how to help people out, but never showed back up. You see, our field has a really big problem in building capacity and scaling. I sometimes walk away thinking there's no way that we'll meet the demand, and I really, really question that. Like, I do not understand the numbers. I've mentioned it on this channel. There's no way we'll be able to train enough people to be able to have the caseload that is represented and said to be ethical by the BCBA and the number of people diagnosed with just autism alone, much less any of the other things we champion that our field can do. At one point, people were saying, kill ABA, and that was actually praised. Saying ABA will not work in Africa. And it makes you scratch your head because it's like, well, we're evidence-based. It's an evidence-based conference. They want to talk about these sort of things. But the point is the data is just part of what needs to be there. The other part is being able to engage and connect with people. You see, there was others, like this woman who's dedicated her life to walking to raise awareness. Her next walk is 5,000 kilometers that she's going to be doing all around Kenya. And it's folks like this that are connecting with the audience, getting the standing ovations. And I think we need to learn how to coordinate ourselves, but bring in some of that. You see, I don't know who's responsible for our perception at the end of the day. I'm gonna try to pull that apart in another video, but damn it, behavior analysts, I expect more. We should all expect more. We should all be doing a better job at figuring out where our skill sets are, committing to what we can actually do, and showing the world what behavior analysis really is, which is much more than just some simplistic model or a cure. If you're enjoying this conversation, I'm gonna continue it for a few more videos. Please subscribe, share, and that's it. Sorry it's a little bitter. Great conference, guys. It's not you, but that's my point, so.